Hi, welcome back to my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share the video and check the comment section for valuable links that will save you money. Let's get into it. Michael Jordan and his team 23XI, with his business partner famous NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin, have filed a lawsuit against the governing body of NASCAR, which is essentially one family known as the France family. Jordan's case as team owner over the teams, drivers, and employees who actually drive the sport. When Jordan entered the sport, he purchased the old Germain racing team, which in its last years were sponsored by Geico. Rumors swirled at the time that Germain's exit from the sport were directly related to the fact that NASCAR actually lobbied to get Geico away from just a single team sponsor and offered them sponsorship over the entire series. This took valuable money away from the Germain racing team. Now there's no real proof of this, but when you're in the garage area and you hear the stories usually, where there's smoke, there's fire now. Let's establish something here before we go any further. I am a huge fan of NASCAR. I have enormous respect for the sport, and I have enormous respect for the France family and its history. They took a chance back in the day and gamble on something that has now become what I personally believe is the greatest racing series on earth, but we must change. The current government body has too much control over the teams. The teams need more input, and they need more access to the profits. What people don't realize is not a single NASCAR team involved in the sport actually make money. In fact, quite the opposite is true. Most of them lose money. So, why do they stay well? One of the main reasons is, if you look at the top teams like Hendrick, Penske, etc., they're in the auto industry. They have multiple dealerships, and they deal with multiple brands of manufacturers including Ford, GM, Dodge, etc. So in their minds, it benefits them being in the sport. There was an old saying once: the car that races on Sunday sells in the showroom on Monday. The real truth is, none of the teams are happy with NASCAR, but the fact that Michael Jordan is not in the same position business-wise as the other teams, he is in some ways the scapegoat. And he is certainly the best positions to fight the enormous governing body that is NASCAR. Truth be told, the entire garage area are rooting for him. So what's my opinion? It's my deep belief that Michael Jordan must win this lawsuit, because if not, I believe the sport with its current trajectory will ultimately fail. Everything must evolve, including ourselves. And frankly, even though I'm in my 60s myself, I find if I don't listen to young people, young ideas, and understand what the future looks like from them, I believe I too will fail. I am also a businessman, and I must have young ideas in order to move forward. I believe that the old guard at NASCAR must step aside. Try to imagine Formula One or the NFL operating the way I did 30, 40, or 50 years ago. It couldn't possibly survive. Of course, no matter who wins or loses, the other side will appeal. This could take a long time, and it will most likely eventually end up in the Supreme Court. The question is, can the sport survive this? Corporate sponsors certainly don't like drama because it could hurt their brand. The same will eventually happen with media. The big media brands who paid the biggest money may start getting pushback from their advertisers. If the big sponsors start pulling away from NASCAR, it kinda doesn't matter who wins. The sport will fail in its current form. However, out of the ashes sometimes comes something even better. Who knows? Maybe that's Michael Jordan's plan. I do know this: the people who drive the sport, meaning the teams and the drivers, they don't want to stop racing. They will figure out a way with or without NASCAR. Let's see what happens, but tell me what you think. Before you go attacking me in the comments, I'm rooting for racing. End of story. Thanks for watching.